Okay, this should work. So if you're watching the replay, swipe and share. Hello. All right, let's do this time. Woo! I had to reboot my entire iPad. Thank you all for coming back. Woo! No, five is not gonna cut it. Hold on. Woo! Evening, yes, good evening. For you in UK, you are in the evening. Third time is a charm. Okay, so let's do a little bit of adjusting. Yay, you lost the brown hearts. Whew! Yeah, okay. Here's the deal. Dealio. Welcome to Chatmill with EdieAnne. I got purple hearts this time. Isn't that awesome? Purple hearts rock. Purple hearts in the house. Purple hearts. I got green ones. I am all set now. Thank you, John. For whatever, you know that there's I think it's called a gyroscope inside of an iPad that tells you if it's vertical or horizontal, and mine was not working apparently. So I had to restart my iPad and fix it because it was bugging me, and I fixed it, and we're back day 6. No, today's day 5. Woo woo, day 5. We're getting there. It's in my cart. I'm buying it from Amazon. Yes, and it is in my shopping cart. Very excited. I think I'm gonna get. It's by Schwinn, and I think it's called I think it's a bike. It's a recumbent bike. I think it's model A20. So it's like the smaller model, and it has the computerized stuff. It has the ability to put an iPad, like to dock an iPad, but it's a low profile one, so it sits low to the ground. It's a smaller footprint. I think I'm going to like that one better. So, super excited, and it's less expensive, so that's even better. Guess what I'm wearing? I am wearing my Fitbit. I only put it on before I started walking today. So we are at 390 steps. Hopefully it got the stairs that I just did, because that's cool. What else? So I'm trying to get all this administrative stuff out of the way before I get into what I want to talk about. So someone said, finally just called Fitbit today and got mine working again. Good. They're pretty good at doing that, aren't they? Yeah. Sense New York. Perfect Sense New York's in the house. I'll have to add you. Yes, please. Yes, please. Thank you for all the hearts. Love them. Love the different colors. If you don't know that your heart color is associated to the square by your name, and it changes every time you log in. We found that out today somewhere else too. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. And then baby blue for Kimmy. Kimmy's the baby blue. And if you didn't know, on an iPad, an iPhone, an Apple, you swipe to the right to share, and with an Android, you swipe up. I think that's what it is. I don't know. All right. Someone said on the last one that I tried, swipe left. No. Swipe right. Swipe right. Someone said on the last video, the last one that I tried to get on, that I was overdressed for working out. And I must say that the only thing that is making it seem like I'm dressed up is the fact that I popped this necklace on, which I actually will probably take off right now. So you need to understand Okay, is that better? Now, in the video world of the Edie, all you see is this. Yes, thank you. Okay, but I have these earrings on all the time. Matter of fact, I don't take them off ever. Like, I'll put a pair of earrings on and they stay on for months. It's horrible. So that's why I have to match everything. But in the video world, you only see, like, the bust, right? That section above your boobs, below your shoulders, and your head. Okay. So, and very, very infrequently will you ever see me stand up in a video. Do you know why? Does anybody know why? If you'd like to tell me, feel free. I cut my nails too, by the way. Do you know why, Mr. John? Why you only see from here to here on a video? Bet you don't. Well, no pants. That's interesting. I don't think it's because of no pants. However, I could probably get away with it here at home because I do work from my house. PJ pants, ding, 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 ding. So, right, I am constantly in sweatpants or leggings or shorts or something pajama-ish. And so what I do, here's the secret being let out of the bag. I change my shirt, put a nice clean shirt on, pop a necklace on, voila, I'm all dressed up. So today we did it's comfortable, of course it is. So today we did a director meeting on Zoom meeting. If you don't know what that is, you should check it out. With my TPS directors. I think I told you that. Well, I did a Periscope this morning, so if you caught that, then you'd know that what I was talking about. TPS is Team Positive Sense, and we had a director meeting this morning. And one of the things that I don't know that it really got brought up in the meeting, but it gets brought up a lot, and that's not burning out. Now, you know what? That can pertain to work, it can pertain to exercise, it can pertain to cooking, it can pertain to kids, it can pertain to pretty much anything, right? If you do something for long enough and it's not something you enjoy doing, then you will eventually burn out. Burning out to me means losing complete interest or even to the point of becoming ill. Like you're so burnt out that you can't do anything and you're sick. So, how do we get to not, like cleaning my house? Right. So how do we get to where we're not burnt out of what we're doing? So in my case, with cleaning the house, I hired somebody. And she can get burnt out from cleaning my house now. No, but seriously, like, how do you get burnt out from exercising? How do you not get burnt out from exercising? Or how do you not get burnt out at a job that you don't like? So, I think, I mean, if you'd like to pipe in here, feel free, but I think it's because we lose interest. I think it's because they're change up what you do. Absolutely. I think a lot of it is because we get bored. Right. That, I gotta tell you, Chrissy, though, 3 years ago, Edie almost burned out with Sensi. And if you want me to share that story, I can. But you get burnt out. Implement something that excites you. Exactly. You get burnt out when you are not motivated. Maybe it's because your why is not strong enough. Right? Because when we have a why, and I'm not talking about goals to get to our why, I'm talking about a why. We actually talk about that on the director call today. Your why, your real why. Like, why are you doing Sensi? Why are you doing other things? Why are you doing that? Why does it matter if, I'm sorry it froze. Why does it matter if you do that particular thing or that goal to get to your why, right? Because I think once we've gotten to a point where we just don't feel connected emotionally to whatever we're doing, that it becomes a very burnout process. Like we get to a point where just like, ugh, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to get up and do this. I don't want to go here. I don't want to do that. So it becomes very, thank you for the share. It becomes daunting. It becomes repetitive. It becomes boring. It becomes something that we just, hey Kristen, something we just don't want to do. And so we term it or we coin it as being burnt out. We're burnt out. We can't do it anymore. So like some of you guys said already, I mean, I think a lot of that is finding a motivation to change it up a little bit. Why isn't Periscope giving me notifications that you were live? I'm stuck. I don't know. It should have gone ding, 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 ding. What's the sound? I can't remember. You might hear it because my phone is on. I don't. Yeah, you gotta follow her. I'm here now. All is well. Kidding. Okay. You guys have the same color hearts. Go ahead, put them up together. I dare you. Hearts. Hearts, hearts. See? They're the same color. You both have blue. Baby blue. For Kirsten and Kimmy. It's because you guys have K names. And then we have the chocolate hearts. Chocolate. Who's chocolate? I had orange hearts earlier when I was on a Periscope. Blue love. Who has chocolate? Who's the chocolate hearts? Me. Ah! It's gay. Oh! Gotta love it when it says this. I just got a notification. New Sensi order. Can you see it? You have got a Sensi order. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway. New PWS order. Love it. I'm on the treadmill. I'm making money. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yahoo! That is not what you call burnout. So, is anybody interested in hearing my burnout story? And 2 diffusers this very second. Sweet! Well, that's okay. Making some money. Yeah? Okay, you want to hear my burnout story? Alright. So, you guys are going to be like, oh my god, really? About 3 years ago, because I've been with Sensi for 5, and it was after 2 years of being with Sensi. Hey, Jerry. Okay, you rejoined? Okay. I'd been with Sensi for 2 years, and I felt I was doing well. Don't get me wrong. I was doing well. I was already a director. I was not a star director, and I felt I had gotten to a point, seriously, where I felt like I was pushing and pushing and working and working and pushing and pushing and working and working and pushing and pushing and selling and working and pushing, and nothing was changing. Like, I had the same amount of people on my team. I would recruit a bunch of people, and then a bunch of people would fall off. And then I'd recruit a bunch of people, and then they would fall off. So then you need to be listening to the story. So then it got to the point where I was like, oh, you know what, maybe I should just take some time off from Sensi, because I just feel like everything that I'm doing, I'm running forward 5 steps, and then I'm running back 6 steps. Running back, forward, and it just, I was tired. I was pooped. I was exhausted, and I was on the verge of burnout, where I was going to hang up my hat and say, bye-bye, Sensi, it's not worth it. And I woke up one morning, and I thought, okay, I'd had a conversation with Becca Levi at one point, and this was at a spring sprint that we had. And this is going to correlate with it, so you'll figure it out in a minute. And she said, Edie, she says, what do you bring to your home parties? And I said, hi, Dina. I said, I bring, like, all the warmers and wax and stuff that I have, because they want to see the warmers that are in the catalog. And I said, so I make sure that the warmers that I bring are the ones that are in the catalog. And I said, I've got at least one of everything, and if I have more, then I bring more so that people can pass it out. And I said, it's a full demo. And she said, I need to challenge you with something. I said, what's that? She said, can you do it with just what you got with your kit? And I said, well, I suppose I could. I said, but I really think that people enjoy seeing more of the products so that they know what they're buying. And if I have the warmers at home, I might as well bring them so that they can see what they're buying. And she said, I'm going to challenge you for the next 2 months to just bring your kit, like what you got in your kit, which remembering this was like 2 years after I had joined, so my kit had kind of been depleted, but I was able to go find a picture and see what was in the kit. So product-wise, I had everything that I would have had for the kit. Probably not the exact same thing, but anyway, you get the picture. Thank you for all the hearts. Is it because I'm running out of breath? Is that why you're hearting me? So then I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll just take what I have in my kit. And she said, so let me ask you another question. She said, when you went to a party, she says, how much were you bringing? Like, how many bags did it equal out to? And I said, well, I had 3 big tote bags and my rolling tote. That's the old version of the Sensi tote, the stand-up tote. I don't know if you know what. Anyway. And she's like, wow, that's a lot. And I said, well, yeah. I said, it took me a couple trips. I said, but it was not a big deal. And I said, and then we'd set it up and blah, blah, blah. She's like, okay, do your kit and just do your kit. Okay. So for the next, and remember, guys, I was doing well. And so for me to change things up was a little daunting because I was afraid that if I changed things up, that I wouldn't continue to do well. And I'm in the adage of, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Hey, Lindsay. Right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So, I'm going to put this up a little bit. So I did 2 months of just bringing my kit. And first of all, let me just tell you that it was a lot easier to go up and down stairs when I got to a house because I only had 1 bag. So like all 3 of those bags and the rolling tote got condensed to just the rolling tote, which was phenomenal. So stress level wise was taken down because all I was using was 1 tote to lug back and forth, and the setup time was cut dramatically because all I was doing was setting out products from that 1 bag. The third thing that ended up happening was, I remember this distinctively, a minimalist party, yes. You remembered your, yes I did. I just discovered that tip, right? So, one of the things that I noticed right away, the very first party that I did, I thought it was a fluke. So, I didn't believe it till it happened again, which is very typical with us humans. The hostess had come out to meet me at my van, and she said, do you need any help bringing stuff in? I said, no. I said, I just have this bag, and I'll bring it up. Well, as I'm coming up, she's like, wow. She says, you only have 1 bag? She goes, when I saw you at the party, because she had booked a party from somebody, okay, so this was the second time that I had met her. She goes, when I saw you at the last party, she says, you had like 3 or 4 bags, and she said, and I thought, there's no way that I would even do what you're doing. No way. And she left it at that, and we went upstairs. And I thought to myself, did she... Well, actually, no, I didn't think to myself because I didn't catch it until later on in the party when I was checking people out. Because when we check people out, I always ask them if they want to join, host, or if they're just buying. So we get done with the host, I get to the hostess, and I'm like, you know what just hit me? She's like, what's that? I said, I have to assume that you're considering or you have considered joining because you told me that you paid attention to how many bags I brought in the house at the last hostess's house. She's like, yeah. She said, and when you were bringing in 3 bags, I didn't want to do that. It was just too much for me, and I thought there was a bunch of inventory. I'd have to hold that in my house, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, does it change your mind with this party? And she said, well, she goes, let me ask you this. And I said, what's that? She said, how much did you sell at Jill's party, which was the party that she had come from? And I said, well, I think we had done like $450. And she says, okay. She says, well, how much did we do today? And I said, do you have any outside orders, which is something I always do. And she's like, yeah, I do have a few. And I said, well, right now you're at 380. And she said, so you mean that you did the same amount of sales, because the amount of outside orders that I have is going to bring me over 450. She said, the amount of orders that I have, or the amount of, the total of my party is more than the total of Jill's party, and you brought less. And when she made that revelation for me, I was like, what? Oh. Wow, yeah. So that very first party that I did, right, exactly, total light bulb moment that I didn't think of myself, I thought, you know what? I have to test this theory out then, because if I've been ruining all of these imaginations of people wanting to join, how many people would have potentially joined me before now when I've been lugging for 2 years these 3 damn bags? So I did 2 more months like Becca asked me, and my sales were basically the same. That party happened to make more. Right. Makes much sense, and simple is best. Okay, so here's the moral to my burnout story. So that was part of my feeling like I was push, and nothing was happening. And as soon as I reeled it back in, my first open box party got me recruited. Perfect. Love that. As soon as I started reeling it back in and going to what Sensi calls its simplicity factor, right? That in itself took some weight off my shoulders. And so by changing it up a little bit, I wasn't feeling as burnt out. And of course we get a little juiced when we get a new person on our team, because we love to share the opportunity, right? So it became a point where I started to reflect, and I said, okay, so if I'm busting my arse, yeah, but you were trying to sell there, John. That's different. You were trying to do cash and carry. That's different. An event is different than a home party. So my clicker started moving up here, and I thought, okay, so am I feeling burnt out because I'm overworking myself? Which I think the answer might have been probably yes. Am I feeling burnt out because I'm not loving what I'm doing? I don't think that's the case, because I really enjoyed Sensi. I just didn't enjoy what I was doing with Sensi. 3, was I feeling burnt out because nobody was feeling my energy? Yeah, because I was starting to get burnt out. So the revelation happened when I said, okay, well, let all of these things point to the fact that I'm trying to sell a product. I'm going to stop selling. Yeah, Cassandra, right? I woke up that morning, and Chrissy, I know you've been with us for a while, and Chrissy's on my team. I'm not sure if you were there the morning that I posted on the team page, and I said, I'm all done selling Sensi. And everybody was like, what? What are you doing? Why are you doing this? How can you leave Sensi? That is just not cool, blah, 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 blah. How could you leave us? Yeah, I don't think you were either. And I said, let me explain. I went from an attitude of push to figuring out that the only reason I was still with Sensi is because I enjoyed it. So when you enjoy something, what do? You talk about it. You share it. This is so... Right. Yeah. Okay, so I went from a mood and a mindset of pushing products. Push. Let's bring them all, because they need to see all of them. Let's get it in front of them. Let's push. And I said, I'm done. I'm done selling Sensi. I enjoy Sensi because of the product and because of the environment and the people that I'm with. So when you love something that you're doing, you share it. And as soon as I went from a mindset of selling to sharing, all of the weight was lifted off my shoulders. There was no more pressure on me to perform at a certain level or to get a certain title. It was all about the sharing, and it was all about the attitude of giving more than you receive or giving more than you take, right? So when I share a piece of gum, I don't care if somebody says no. when I share a piece of gum, I don't necessarily show them the whole pack. They get to see a piece in the pack maybe, but I don't take all the pieces of gum out and say, here, which one do you want? Right? So that kind of goes with my gum analogy, if you've never heard that before. And I'm going to add to it because it's very true. That I don't show every piece of gum in the pack to ask them if they want a piece. Right? It is an awesome analogy. Thank you very much. And matter of fact, I heard somebody using it at one of the other world tours. And I can't say that it's my analogy, but it is certainly one that I use all the time. And I've been teaching it right from the beginning. Well, I've been teaching it since that moment that I made the decision to not sell and to start sharing. Because it hit me that sharing a piece of gum, you do it because you're enjoying the piece of gum and you're enjoying the flavor and you're enjoying how it makes you feel. Sharing Scentsy, for me now, is because I enjoy what it looks like, what it smells like, how it makes people feel, and the opportunity that it can provide to people. So you share things that you love, right? That's my burnout story. So I'm no longer burnt out, although I could be getting burnt out on this treadmill. That is a huge shift that happened for me. And I think that, hey Gail, I think that when I made that shift mentally, and John, you know what, you can take a lot from this because you know how good of a salesperson I am. Been doing it all my life. And I was burnt out. I didn't want to sell anymore. And so to change that mind shift from selling to sharing made a huge, huge, huge difference. Because when people tell me no, I'm not interested, or no, not right now, or no, I'd rather not, it doesn't faze me. Because in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, well, it's your loss, I'm sorry. I know somebody else will. Would you like a piece? Right? So that's where my burnout came, and that's how I fixed it. How do you change your burnout? It's not about sales, truly, and the change to sharing has been epic. Yeah. If you can physically do this little shift, this twist, this mindset shift that says, you know what, I'm not selling. If I enjoy something, I'm sharing it. Right? If I enjoy something, I want to share that experience with other people. And that's the same thing for being online. When you're selling online, it turns people off. That's why I call it experience marketing. When you do experience marketing, you're not marketing a product, you're marketing an experience that you have with the product. Right? Is that not the truth? And so if I sit here and say, Lovey the Bear is on sale, or Gage the Robot is on sale, you can go buy him at my website, that's marketing. Right? But when you show a picture of a child holding Gage, and you incorporate Gage into what that child is doing, and you post it on Facebook, you're now experience marketing. You know who is great at that? Budweiser. Budweiser commercials, the Dodge commercial that they posted during the football game, that is experience marketing. They're basing it on an experience that has emotional connection to you and wants you to buy. Right? The little puppy, you don't think that's emotional with the Budweiser man when he got lost and the horse brings him back? Hello? I might want some Budweiser if a puppy comes back. Do you see what I'm saying? So there's emotional connection. I know, right? There's emotional connection when you do emotional marketing. Yes, I loved that one. Also, the one that I just posted this morning about the Dodge pickup, if you guys don't remember that, you need to go find it. It was during the Super Bowl. I need to keep Kleenex next to me during these. I know, right? I don't want to make you cry. If it's aha crying, then perfect. But the difference between marketing and emotional marketing is huge. Because people buy on emotion. People buy from the people they trust. They also buy from emotion. So when you're doing that in person, Or, you know, it's no different than what I told people in the follow-up expo, not follow-up presentation that I did at World Tour in New York. It's, if you come to somebody and say, here, I have a sample for you to try, that is complete selling. Totally selling, actually. Because automatically they're going to say, oh, she wants me to try something so that I buy it. Right? There's no emotional connection there. But if you go up to them and say, hey, you have a yellow shirt on today, so you get a gift from me. They're going to be like, huh? Emotional connection happened at yellow shirt, and then she's giving me a gift. Well, what's the gift? And now a conversation has started, and you can explain what Scentsy is. But there's an emotional connection there because you complimented them and you're giving them a gift. I could go on about this stuff all the time, right? So marketing versus emotional marketing. And we've been on here, are you kidding me, 37 minutes? Wow. Actually, there was probably a good portion of that was all messed up at the beginning. But so just understand that being burnt out is based on a place where you need to make a shift. You need to make a mindset shift. You need to find out what else you can do that will motivate you, that will spark you, that will give you some more sparkle, or that can put you in an emotional state of sharing. Sharing experience, sharing product, sharing opportunity, whatever the case may be. Does that make sense? Show me the hearts if you like what I just said. I could listen to you all day long. So much to learn from you. Thank you. Who has the poopy hearts? Who has the poopy hearts? I have a feeling that this particular Periscope, this is why my gut tells me I know who should I stop. Oh my God, Kristen, stop it. Thank you. Poop hearts here. Woo, okay. Own it, girl. I love it. So I think this might be a Periscope that makes it to YouTube, guys. We have to have Periscopes that make it to YouTube on these Chatmills, and I normally would not put this on YouTube because of poopy hearts for the win. I don't know that I want people seeing this. And you guys are in my circle. You're in my inner circle. You get to see me on the treadmill. Baby Jacob is waving at you. Hi, Jacob. So, but I think there's some really good interaction that you guys gave me today, and I think that often, I don't know how, I feel like sometimes I'm being channeled information that needs to be shared out to you guys. And so today might be one of those days. Yes, please. 8 o'clock on the other day. Yeah, well, they're not all going to be up on YouTube, Jonathan. The world needs more Edie. Well, right now we're trying to get rid of some of Edie. But yeah, this one might have made it. So I don't think, and this is the sad part, I think when the recording, and we're going to find this out, but I think when the recording goes up, that the chats don't show. I could be wrong. Does anybody know that when you watch the recording, it does. So glad Edie's. Aw, Rose, I love you. Please do. My team would love to listen. Yeah, I think all of that drops off. Okay, good. You're confirming what I thought I knew, but that's okay. Because I kind of wanted to have your interaction in there, and so I have to take practice in reading your comments. Love watching you. Please do more. I have to take practice in reading your comments out loud so that they can get incorporated into the video. So with that, we are on, 40 minutes on the treadmill. I am sweating. We're at 2.2 speed, which is 0.2 higher than, I am not an amazing multitasker because I can walk and talk. Is that multitasking? I'm tired after this. I will be, but that's okay. It's all worth it. I usually do 2.0, and we're at 2.2. And usually when I hang up from this, I go up to 2.5 for like 2 minutes and really kind of get ramped up, and then I come back down. So, I don't know. I would have face planted about 100 times by now. You're doing great. I'm holding on. There are handles here, and there's handles down here, so when I feel like I'm getting lost in my groove, I hang on. I know, I don't usually hang on though. See, they're back here. So when I'm back here, my handles don't reach that far, so you would see it anyway. Whatever. I'm not cheating because I'm on the treadmill and you're not. That's cheating. I'm just kidding. I love you guys. That's right. Oh, well, I hope that you guys are catching some of the periscopes for World Tour today. I know I caught a few. They've got San Jose and one in Texas. My mind is getting a workout. Perfect. I've been standing at my counter drinking coffee this whole time. Isn't that wonderful, Chrissy? Thank you for that. I want you guys to get motivated with me. Not just the chatting part, but the movement part. You could have been walking in place. And yes, I got my Fitbit, and let's see, what do we got? We started at 390? 3,792. Whoop, whoop! Can you say 3,000 plus steps in one session? That's pretty damn good. All right, you guys. We have started wearing my Fit, but again, because of you. I loved World Tour in Riverside this past Saturday. Saw you in training. Whoop, whoop. Got my mug up there. Yay! All right. I love you guys. Come back tomorrow. Day 6 tomorrow. Whoop, whoop. Love is the most... How come I can't do this? Every time it goes through this, goodness.